Hi, ArcfieldWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday morning, March 29th. The active weather pattern across the nation continues here at midweek. A storm system is impacting California right now. Will actually continue to impact California for the next 24 hours or so, and then slide to the east across the Rocky Mountain states and help to contribute to the possibility of a severe weather outbreak, probably centered on the Friday night time period and probably focused in the middle Mississippi Valley. Unfortunately, we had a deadly tornado outbreak late last week in Mississippi, even some tornadic activity in Alabama. It looks like the threat this week will be a little bit farther to the north, again, likely centered on the middle Mississippi Valley during the Friday night time frame. Before we get to the details of that possible severe weather outbreak, I wanted to focus on a potential interesting weather event across the northeastern states later on today into tonight, associated with a cold frontal system that is moving from northwest to southeast. Just looking here at the northeastern part of the nation with the highest resolution NAM model here. It's a 3-kilometer resolution version, and I think it does a better job on picking out potential snow squall situation for upstate PA, upstate New York later today into tonight. Let's progress along here on an hourly basis, beginning with this morning. Dry conditions throughout the Mid-Atlantic region right now, but here up to the north and west, you can see a band of snow, and that's associated with a pretty quick-moving cold frontal system. It'll put down a burst of heavy snow, a short time period, but nonetheless, if you're a driver out there with this snow squall moving in, you have to certainly take caution. This is the forecast map for later on this afternoon. Again, a burst of heavy snow, place like Erie, PA, maybe Buffalo, New York, and that continues to move to the south and east. The very front edge, there's a possibility that it would be mixed with rain or even all rain, a burst of heavier rain. But again, watch out for snow squalls, central, western PA, central, western New York, late today into early tonight. This is the 8 p.m. forecast map, and it continues to move to the south and east into the northeastern part of PA late this evening into the midnight hour. It tends to weaken south of there, so southeastern PA may get a rain shower, but nothing more than that. Certainly down in D.C., nothing more than a rain shower later on tonight. Again, this is all associated with an incoming cold frontal system. We'll go out a little farther in time, and here it goes, the remnants of that snow squall situation kind of dying out over New England by late this evening in the wee hours of the morning. And by the way, on the backside of this frontal system, temperatures will go down two or below freezing in many of the suburban areas along the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. So keep that in mind if you have sensitive plants out there. Strong cold front later on this evening will usher in cold air in many places, even in the suburban region of the I-95 corridor region, down to below freezing by tomorrow morning. Well, let's shift our attention to the potential for a severe weather outbreak, probably centered on Friday night and probably centered right in this region. This is the latest severe weather probability outlook by NOAA's Storm Prediction Center. I think the enhanced area right here is well placed. I tend to agree with the placement of the highest threat here. Again, the middle Mississippi Valley region. Late last week, we had a tornado outbreak, Mississippi, Alabama. That's still in play here, but the real focus area may be just a little bit to the north compared to the event late last week. Nonetheless, all the way down to Mississippi, Arkansas. Be on the lookout here for, again, late Friday night into the early hours of Saturday, right in this region right here, and that is associated with a very strong surface cold front. We'll talk about the ingredients here over the next couple of minutes. By the way, that same cold front will plow to the east in the overnight hours on Friday through the Ohio Valley and then reaching the eastern U.S. later in the day on Saturday. And it certainly can be some damaging wind gusts in the Ohio Valley, in the eastern part of the nation, later Friday night into the day on Saturday. Well, let's now take a look at the Canadian model run from last night. This is the operational Canadian model run from 0Z. We'll look at some of the players on the field here, not only for today's system in California, but for the potential severe weather outbreak Friday night in the Mississippi Valley region, and then the potential for some damaging wind gusts farther to the east, Ohio Valley, eastern U.S., a little later Friday into the day on Saturday. Here is the next big system here. It is a very strong Pacific Ocean storm. It's been a very active time period for California, not only active in terms of precipitation, rain in low-lying areas and excessive snow in higher elevation areas, but also quite a bit colder than normal in recent weeks, and it continues to be colder than normal with this particular storm system. Here it is now, already impacting Northern California. It basically will slide down the coast over the next 24 hours or so. We see that right here. And during the day on Thursday, this is Thursday morning, could be showers all the way down to San Diego and Los Angeles, even into the northern part of Baja California right here. Tomorrow's opening day for Major League Baseball. Certainly below normal temperatures across California. Again, threat of showers, San Diego, LA for their home openers on Thursday. That system then slides across the Rocky Mountain states. And here we go into the midday hours on Friday night time frame. And this is when we have strong upward motion right in the middle Mississippi Valley region, right in this area as of Friday evening. Again, to the east of that upper level feature here, that vorticity maxima. This is where you may get the greatest upward motion, and we'll see in a moment here. That strong upward motion will combine with a clash of air masses, cold, dry air to the north and west, and warm and humid air to the south and east, setting up the possibility of a severe weather outbreak right in this part of the nation, late Friday night into early hours on Saturday. And certainly that threat will include the possibility of tornadoes. Let's now move a little farther in time. This system heads on to the Great Lakes region by Saturday morning, and out ahead of it, that strong surface cold front could cause some damaging wind gusts across the Ohio Valley into the eastern states on Saturday. And by the way, not just associated with the frontal system itself, but out ahead of it, it could be some powerful wind gusts, damaging wind gusts, and in the hour or two immediately behind its passage, there could be some damaging wind gusts. Ahead of it, southwesterly winds, behind it, northwesterly winds. Let's go all the way out to Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening, and that main upper level feature moves overhead the mid-Atlantic region. Temperatures will take a nosedive on Saturday, likely reaching 70 to 75 degrees for highs in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Kind of a wild day on Saturday. Maybe some sunshine fueling the atmosphere, but very windy conditions both ahead of and behind that strong surface cold front. And again, very warm, but by the time we get to Sunday, and this is the Sunday morning forecast map, temperatures will be some 20 degrees colder following the passage of that strong cold front. In fact, let's take a look at the temperature forecast map. These are the 850 millibar temperature anomalies from the 0Z run of the Canadians. Cold right now as we begin the day here on a Wednesday morning, relative to normal. It's cold in the mid-Atlantic, the northeast U.S., and especially cold over the northern plains here, well below normal for this time of the year. And again, we talked about how California has been not only very wet time period with rain and snow, depending on altitude, but cold. And this storm system also is quite a cold system here with below normal temperatures. Now, let's move forward here. And again, going into the day on Thursday, this is Thursday morning forecast map. This is opening day for baseball. A cold air mass relative to normal in the northeastern states. Boston Red Sox have their home opener. The Yankees have their home opener. It'll be dry, probably sunny, but colder than normal with a stiff northwest wind in New York City, in Boston, and even down into D.C. where the Nationals have their home opener. Below normal temperatures despite some sunshine and maybe a northwest breeze down over the capital as well. Also in California, below normal conditions. San Diego and LA have their home openers on Thursday. And we'll see in a moment here, there could be showers down across Southern California on Thursday afternoon and evening. Now, here we go into the end of the work week. And notice here a change in the middle part of the nation, the Mississippi Valley region. We have warmer than normal conditions setting up with that cold, dry air moving in from the north and west. And here we go by late Friday night, right in this region right here. This is your clash of air masses, a cold, dry air mass to the north and west, warm and decent humidity levels here as well out ahead of that strong surface front. So this is that clash zone area right here where that surface cold front will be, and this is the main area of concern for potential severe weather Friday evening into the overnight hours on Friday night. It may even be focused on those overnight hours on Friday night for the potential severe weather. Mississippi, Alabama, watch out. Arkansas, and especially Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, this whole area right in here, watch out later on Friday night. Then we move forward into Saturday morning. Again, that surface cold front will continue to plow to the east, and it could cause some damaging wind gusts, not only out ahead of it, but in the hour or two immediately behind its passage across the Ohio Valley and then ultimately into the eastern U.S. And again, temperatures on Saturday could jump to 70 degrees or higher in D.C., maybe 70 in Philly and New York City ahead of the front. But then that strong cold front pushes in some colder air by later on Saturday night, and by Sunday, it's some 20 degrees colder in the mid-Atlantic northeast U.S. compared to the day on Saturday. So highs much closer to 50 degrees, excuse me, places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, as opposed to 70 degrees on Saturday afternoon. So very active weather pattern. Watch out for snow squall possibility. Eastern Great Lakes, upstate PA, upstate New York later today into tonight. A lot of rain and snow across California with below normal temperatures over the next 24 hours or so. And then a big feature, unfortunately, the potential for another severe weather outbreak, including tornadoes, probably focused on the overnight hours on Friday, going into early Saturday, and probably centered on the middle Mississippi Valley. That's it for now for ArcfieldWeather.com. This has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.